A person wakes up in bed on a Tuesday morning in October 2026. The person reaches for their phone and sees a notification before having coffee. The phone screen displays a notification from their bank. The notification reveals the utility bill is 14% higher than the regional average. The notification states the bank has switched the utility provider to save $42 a month. The notification mentions $1,200 in checking account moved to a micro-yield pool. The notification shows $4 earned overnight while sleeping. The person reacts to the notification feeling a mix of surprise and uncertainty. A split scene shows two reactions. One person smiling at the automation, another looking worried. A visual metaphor of a computer taking over daily life appears. A crowd of people stand at the edge of a cliff, symbolizing the shift in currency interaction. Some people look excited, others anxious, representing mixed feelings about financial automation. Montage of credit cards, cash, and digital payments showing the evolution of money. A close-up of a calendar marking October 2026, highlighting the present moment. Nick appears on screen, introducing himself. Nick is surrounded by books, spreadsheets, and financial charts. Nick explains his obsession with the plumbing of the financial system. Nick addresses viewers who feel like they're doing everything right but still struggle. A visual of a person budgeting, saving, and feeling frustrated as goalposts move. Nick encourages viewers to subscribe and like the video. Nick sets the topic. AI reshaping personal finance in 2026. A split scene. ChatGPT writing poems versus AI managing bank accounts. Nick transitions to the death of the spreadsheet. Nostalgic montage of spreadsheets, receipts, and manual budgeting. Nick claims the manual budget will be dead by 2026. A person tracks expenses on a spreadsheet. Writing down burrito and rent purchases. Visual of awareness. Is a battery draining with each financial decision. Nick explains. Willpower, capital, and its limits. A person looks exhausted after a day of budgeting and tracking expenses. Nick introduces the era of autonomous finance. A flashback to driving a manual car, shifting gears, listening to the engine. A modern car shifts automatically, driver relaxed and hands off. Nick compares manual driving to manual money management. Money is shown transforming from manual to automatic. A person sets up autopay for bills, feeling accomplished. Nick points out autopay is dumb automation. Scene of autopay paying the same amount regardless of life changes. Nick introduces a AI-driven smart automation. A digital assistant analyzes bills and spending in real time. The assistant performs real-time arbitrage, switching providers and optimizing finances. A person receives notifications of savings and earnings without lifting a finger. A visual of a financial co-pilot dashboard, showing automated decisions. Bills are paid, money's invested, and savings grow automatically. A person relaxes with coffee, watching their finances being managed by AI. A split screen. One person embraces the automation, another feels uneasy. A visual metaphor of a pilot and co-pilot flying a plane, representing human and AI partnership. The graph shows increasing financial efficiency over time. A montage of people adapting to the new era of autonomous finance. Nick stands in front of a digital board, summarizing the shift to smart automation. The video ends with Nick inviting viewers to reflect on their readiness for the financial future. A presenter stands before an audience, ready to discuss the impact of AI on household finances. The presenter gestures to a large screen displaying statistics from the Bureau of Economic Research. Graph appears showing AI-integrated consumer platforms reducing frictional waste by 3.5% annually. Audience members look skeptical, reacting to the seemingly small 3.5% figure. The presenter writes the median American household income, $75,000, on a whiteboard. He calculates 3.5% of $75,000, arriving at $2,625 per year. A visual breakdown appears showing examples of frictional waste, late fees, high interest rates, unused subscriptions, poor timing of transfers. The presenter highlights the $2,625 as potential savings if AI eliminates these wastes. He inputs $2,625 into a calculator app, showing how it could be invested in a total market index fund. A chart animates, projecting a 7% annual return over 10 years. The chart grows, revealing the sum of $38,000 after 10 years. The chart continues to expand, showing $115,000 after 20 years. Audience members react with surprise at the six-figure potential. The presenter emphasizes that this is a found retirement fund from fixing daily financial inefficiencies. A shadow falls over the scene as the presenter warns that most people won't see these savings. He explains that companies will use AI for predatory pricing, counteracting consumer savings. A split screen shows a consumer SAI trying to save money and a corporation SAI trying to maximize profit. The presenter introduces the concept of hyperdynamic pricing. A box of cereal appears, its price tag changing in real time based on consumer data. A shopper reaches for milk, and the price ticks up by 10 cents on their phone. The presenter compares this to Uber's surge pricing, but applied to everyday life. A montage shows prices for groceries, gas, and clothing fluctuating based on individual shopping habits. The presenter declares the coming war of 2026, your AI versus their AI. A visual battle unfolds between a consumer's AI and a retailer's AI, each trying to outmaneuver the other. The presenter explains that while your AI tries to save you 3%, the corporation's AI tries to extract 4%. Transition to Part 3, the psychology of ghost money. Nick steps forward, ready to discuss the psychological impact of these changes. He introduces the concept of payment, coupling with a visual of someone handing over a $20 bill. The scene shifts to credit card payments, showing a decrease in the pain of paying. The scene shifts again to Apple Pay, with an even more seamless transaction. A futuristic animation shows AI managing money flows, making payments invisible. A ghostly representation of money moves in the background, unnoticed by the consumer. Nick warns that the pain of paying will vanish almost entirely by 2026. A shopper makes a purchase, barely noticing as money leaves their account. Nick explains that without feeling the pain of transactions, people lose the ability to value purchases. A visual metaphor shows financial discipline as a muscle, weakening from lack of use. A person struggles to make a big financial decision, feeling unprepared and fatigued. Nick introduces the term decision fatigue atrophy. A consumer hesitates before making a major purchase, unsure of their own judgment. Nick warns that people will start to trust the algorithm more than their own instincts. An AI displays a recommendation against buying a $5,000 mountain bike, citing retirement goals. A parent looks longingly at the mountain bike, remembering time spent with their kids. Nick explains that the AI doesn't understand human values or emotional needs. A split screen shows the AI's mathematical logic versus the parent's emotional connection. Nick summarizes the risk, losing not just money, but personal agency. A montage shows people relying on AI for everyday decisions, growing more passive. A final scene shows a person questioning their own choices, uncertain whether to trust themselves or the algorithm. The presenter and Nick stand together, urging the audience to consider both the financial and psychological impacts of AI. The audience reflects, some looking worried, others inspired to take action. The screen fades to black with a message. The future of money is invisible. Will you still be in control? Nick stands in front of the audience, addressing them with a serious expression. Nick gestures toward a digital display showing the words AIandMoney 2026. Nick emphasizes that he doesn't want the audience to just feel anxious about the information. Nick encourages the audience to have a plan for the coming changes. A graphic appears showing 3 things to do now. Nick introduces the first step: audit the algorithm. A montage of people checking their phones and computers for automated subscriptions. A close-up of a banking app with the autosave feature highlighted. User notices a small fee being taken from their account. A visual comparison shows the app earning high interest while the user earns almost nothing. Nick warns the audience not to let companies profit from their laziness. Nick introduces the second step: embrace intentional friction. A person sits down at a desk, preparing to log into their financial accounts. The person ignores colorful graphs and instead examines raw transaction lists. The person looks thoughtful, realizing the impact of their spending. A calendar shows a weekly reminder to check finances manually. Nick introduces the third step: focus on your human premium. A split screen shows an AI robot calculating numbers on one side and a human brainstorming on the other. A group of people collaborate on a creative project. A person helps a friend solve a complex problem. A family enjoys time together, highlighting personal relationships. Nick explains that the math side of money is becoming a commodity. A visual of AI optimizing a budget and trading stocks. Humans are shown directing money toward meaningful life experiences,